I'm not the kind of man who believes in signs. Never was. I believe in work and routine, and doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. That's probably why I stayed in this town my whole life, and why for more than 40 years I kept coming back to the same bench by the river. I first sat there when I was 22. Back then I didn't think benches could matter. I thought they were just places to sit. But she loved that bench. Her name was Margaret. She said the river made her feel calm, said it reminded her that time moved forward whether you're ready or not. I didn't really understand what she meant. I just liked listening to her talk. We were young in that quiet way people used to be. No phones, no rush, just long conversations, and the feeling that there was plenty of time ahead. We talked about the future like it was something guaranteed. She wanted to see the world, different countries, different lives. I wanted something simpler, a steady job, a family, a place to belong. Neither of us said out loud that those dreams didn't fully match. We were too young to see it clearly. One evening near the end of summer, she told me she was leaving. She had been offered a job overseas. Just for a year, she said. Maybe 2. I remember nodding, telling her I understood. Men say that a lot when they don't. On her last day, we sat on the bench longer than usual. Neither of us mentioned the time. When she stood up to leave, she looked at the river, then at me. "If I don't come back the way I expect to," she said, "promise me you won't forget this place." I smiled and told her she was being dramatic, but something in her voice stayed with me. After she left, letters came. At first, they were full of details. New streets, new people, new plans. Then they became shorter, less certain. And then they stopped. Life didn't stop, though. I met someone else, got married, had children. I worked hard, paid bills, did what a man is supposed to do. From the outside, everything looked fine. But every now and then, usually on Sundays, I would find myself walking toward the river, sitting on that bench, not waiting for her. That's what I told myself, just sitting. Years passed. My children grew up. My marriage ended quietly, without anger. Time took its usual things from me: energy, speed, certainty. But the river stayed the same. About 5 years ago, on a cold autumn afternoon, I was sitting there when someone sat down beside me. I didn't look right away. Then she spoke. "You always did like this spot." I knew the voice before I saw the face. Margaret. Older, thinner. Gray where there used to be brown, but unmistakably her. We didn't hug. Didn't rush. At our age, you don't do that. We talked slowly, about where life had taken us, about the plans that worked, and the ones that didn't. She told me she had meant to come back sooner. "I always thought there'd be time," she said, and then suddenly there wasn't. I understood that, too. We sat in silence for a while. Then she reached into her coat and pulled out a folded letter, one of mine. Yellowed, soft from being handled too often. "I never answered this one," she said. "I read it many times. I just didn't know what to say anymore. I wanted to tell her that the words still mattered. But the truth is, some words only matter when they're spoken on time." She placed the letter on the bench. "I'm glad you stayed," she said. "In this town, in this life." That was harder to hear than I expected. She stood up. This time I didn't try to stop the moment. She put her hand on my arm, not the way lovers do, but the way people say goodbye when they finally accept things. "I hope you were happy," she said. I wanted to say yes. Instead, I said, "I had a good life," which felt more honest. She walked away without looking back. I stayed, longer than usual. Later, as the light faded, I realized something. We don't always regret the choices we made. Sometimes we regret the conversations we never finished. I folded the letter and put it in my pocket, not as a reminder of loss, but as proof that once, long ago, someone mattered enough to change the way I remember my life. And when you reach a certain age, that's not a small thing.